can tell you a little bit of a story, because once upon a time I worked a desk. And I recruited accountants, and the most sought after skill set were a qualified chartered accountants with 2 to 3 years worth of experience. And you couldn't find them for love nor money. Then one day a law firm went, we want a financial controller, 2 to 3 years post-qualified, but we only want them 3 days a week. We put a 3-line advert in the Bristol Evening Post. Holy fuck, did the response blow our minds. The talent that we unlocked when clients were willing to take people that were 3-4 days a week totally blew our minds. And that was 15 years ago. Fortunately, the world has moved on. Not as much as we'd like, but a little bit. In that clients are more open to part-time, they're more open to flexible working. And our next speaker is all about flexible working. And so Katy runs a fantastic Facebook group which helps individuals from across the UK and probably the world find flexible working opportunities and trying to unlock the hidden talent in our market. So I'm really excited about hearing this.
Can you leave that up for 15 seconds because I haven't got an intro?
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
So I'm very, very new. Hello, everybody. I'm very, very new to this, and I'm a little bit nervous, so bear with me. I have notes even saying, hello, I'm Katy. Please, no, I really do. Hello, I'm Katy. So hello, everyone. I'm Katy. And I am here today to talk to you about being more flexible, friendly. And I just really wanted to tell you my story. It might resonate with some. I hope it does. But I want to talk to you about why I'm so passionate about flexible working. I want everybody to stop this obsession with feeling like we have to be chained to our desks in order to do work and to be productive, and how we can think about attracting and retaining better talent through a new talent pool. Okay, I'm ready to go. You can move it on. So I graduated with a law degree. I worked really hard. I had a corporate career. I worked for Thomson Reuters. I went in as a marketing assistant. I left as director of trade marketing for Microsoft advertising business. I had a big salary. I was happy. I had a company car. All good. This isn't moving very fast. I was managing teams. Is that going to move? And then here we are. I had children. There they are. That was actually the only nice picture I could find of me. They're now 5 and 7. So I had children, and then everything changed, and suddenly it all became a bit weird. It was very unsettling. I felt a little bit displaced. I got made redundant from Microsoft. I couldn't go back to my big corporate job. What was I going to do? So I just felt really unsettled. No one told me as I was climbing that corporate ladder that when I had children, like, the world was going to end and everything was going to change. I was going to feel really different. And I wanted to find some sort of balance between being a mum and having children, but still maintaining the career that I'd worked really hard at. This 15 seconds is much longer than I thought. Anyway, so then, I've lost my notes. I had children, I've told you that. So in February 2018, really frustrated by all the jumping around from job to job, and I was freelancing, I was project managing, I set up my own business, I was a marketing consultant trying to earn money, but I never had the right seniority, I never got paid enough, it just never really worked for me. So I set up this Facebook group, Flexible Working for People Like Me, a community of professionals sharing a common interest, and it's all about work that happens in the brain, not in the building, and this is basically a community of people, of hiring managers, of recruiters, of candidates who want to work or do work flexibly. These are professional people in HR, in marketing, in finance. So this isn't like network marketing. This is people like me, like you, who had real jobs and want to continue to work in a flexible way. But more than that, the group became a place where jobs were starting to be posted, because one of my big things was, where are all these jobs? There must be jobs that are flexible. So it became a hiring platform. So without even thinking about it, suddenly people were sharing jobs they saw on Indeed, on job sites, and they were all coming in. So the group was becoming a catch-all for jobs, for flexible roles, jobs that people weren't even seeing on the other sites because they didn't even know where to go to find them. People like O2, finance directors, shortlisting, home-based flexible consultancy roles. So suddenly, this Facebook group was morphing into what I can only describe as a job platform, and I suddenly went from Katy, flexible working for mums, people like me, into running what I consider now to be sort of a bit of a place, a catch-all for all flexible roles. Then I started working with O2 and getting paid advertising and paid roles, and now I'm in a whole new world of flexible recruitment. So it's still really, oh, this is so slow, it's still going really slow. Anyway, so on the group, come on. So on the group is Leanne. Oh no, she's not. So in the group grew, so shit. So the group grew really quickly, and within 18 months, it grew to 20,000 people, which is phenomenal. Lots of people just joining. But it wasn't just women and mums, it was men, it was people, it was anybody who wanted flexible work. And I realised quite quickly that it wasn't about mums, it was about people. People want to work flexibly. That's a fact, for all sorts of reasons. And all this hidden talent was coming into this group, and people didn't know how to access them and how to find them. And, and I felt like there was kind of this whole hidden jobs market that people weren't accessing. And then all the jobs were coming in and we were filling them, and it was all very exciting. And now can the slide move on? Anyway, so people like Leanne, yes, there she is. So Leanne was an HR manager. She worked for 10 years. She built up her career. She then had 2 children. She went back into the workplace and said, I'd really love to come back, but I'd really like flexible working. And they said, oh, sorry, Leanne, we want full-time people here. If you can't work full-time, sit at your desk between 9 and 5, you can't work here anymore. So Leanne was really pissed off and she left, and she put a big post on LinkedIn. It went viral. Everyone went mad. Leanne found a job. But not everyone's as lucky as Leanne. So there's a whole team, army of people who aren't working. They're sort of just at home or at the school gates, who can't find jobs, and they're all really bright and pissed off because the workplace just won't encourage this whole concept of flexible working. So, eyes covered. Where is he? So anyway, so the point is that employers aren't really seeing the reality, and they're missing out on lots of really talented people. There is an obsession, as I talked about, with people being in the office 9 to 5. If you're not there 9 to 5, then basically you're screwed. There's also this whole debate in the boardrooms about getting women back into senior management. How are we going to get more senior women? Well, the fact is, if you let them all go and don't bring them back in, how are you ever going to get women sitting around the board table? So people need to take off the blinkers and start realising that actually they need to look after the women in their organisation, not just the women, but everybody, and start to build a culture of trust and flexibility so that it really enables a different way of working. And there is a flexible revolution. It is actually happening, and the slide will be up in a moment. There is a flexible revolution. There it is.
Just tell me when you want the slides to move.
It's just shit. I hate this Pecha flipping kutcher. So, it's just shit. So, is it the end of the 9 to 5 day? British workers want flexible working. I'm sure everybody in this room, if you ask them, do you want to sit at your desk between 8:30 and 6 and do all your work? Or actually, maybe you'd be better off at 8 o'clock at night when you're feeling a bit more relaxed, or maybe you want to work early, or maybe you just want to go to the gym in the middle of the day and work at a different pace. 9 million workers say they want to work flexibly, and they can't. And most people say actually, if they could work flexibly, they might be prepared to take a salary cut because they'd much rather have a better work-life balance than be paid a fortune. So it's just something for everybody to be thinking about. Do we want this anymore? Is this sensible? Everybody trudging into the workplace every day. The commute is just not normal. I think it's not normal. When I get on a train at 8 o'clock in the morning now, I literally want to cry with my nose up against some smelly armpit. And the truth is that workers are losing, in fact, 16 days a year commuting. 3 in 4 workers commuting to work, these are the facts, because they live further away. People can't afford housing near work, so they're now spending hours travelling into work, and it's just not sensible. But technology's made it much easier to facilitate flexible working, which will be up in a minute. But some companies require investment in all of this type of stuff. So lots of you will recognise all of these brilliant collaboration tools, Sana, Trello, Flock, Zoom. The other day, I had a Zoom meeting. We were based all around the country. We're all sitting on screens. Anyone done Zoom? It's absolutely, life-changing. Why would we all have to commute to a building to all sit in a room when we can all just jump on Zoom and have a call? So just don't buy this. We all have to be in the office all day long. Otherwise, we can't talk, and otherwise the whole business will fail. There's plenty of ways to talk, and businesses need to start investing in these types of collaboration tools. Has anyone heard of Mother Pucker? No, if you haven't, you should follow her. Mother Pucker, Anna Whitehouse. Flexible working is not a fluffy extra. It's not a ping-pong table in reception. It's not a bonus ball. It's not a perk. Flexible working is a fundamental shift in the fabric of the workplace. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to share here today. Part-time does not mean part-talented, part-asked, part-ambitious. She only works part-time. It just simply means not working all the hours and getting a little bit less for it. So follow Anna Whitehouse if you're not, 'cause she's absolutely bloody brilliant. So these are all the different types of flexible working. It's an umbrella term, and as I said, it doesn't necessarily mean part-time. It can be in compressed hours. You can start later, finish earlier, or your boss could just be relaxed about your start and finish times, or you can work from home once a week, just to manage that balance for you. It's about productivity over presenteeism. It's about what you deliver, not where you deliver it from. And companies, so many companies defining what the role is. So it's about defining what the role is and not how many hours you need to be sitting in the office to do it. So there are tons of benefits, and I've just put them all up here. I'm sure lots of you already know them, and I'm probably teaching Granny to suck eggs. But the main one is that if you open up flexible working, you just manage to attract different type of talent and hire the best person for the job as opposed to just the person who can sit in the office. And also it improves productivity, drives better performance. You've got a much more loyal work base because people want to work the extra hours because it's give and take. You give your employees a bit, they'll give you a bit back. So it works both ways. And obviously in profitability, lots of companies, obviously the bottom line is the most important thing for them. And there's lots of stats, which I'm not going to go through with you now, to prove to you how actually if you allow productivity and a flexible workplace, then you improve profitability in your workplace. But employers are still very reluctant. And I know everyone here is probably like, well, yeah, flexible working, I get it, there's lots of nods, but it's still not happening. So everyone nods, but companies aren't actually embracing it. They're still saying, you'll phone up a recruiter, and they'll still go, oh, sorry, you can't work full time, it's full time. And you're like, yeah, but I'm a marketing director, I have 10 years experience. Why can't I? No, sorry, it's full time. The core hours of work are 8 till 5:30. Really? But I've got all these years experience? No, sorry. And they don't even open the door. And they're worried, oh, we'll open the floodgates. Oh, everybody will want it. Yes, open the bloody floodgates. Fact is, people want to work flexibly. Open the floodgates. Stop being gatekeepers. Open the floodgates. Let's talk about flexible working, because that's what people want. Why should people be sitting there having, like, miscarriages at their desk? Because that's what happens. Honestly, it does, because they're too afraid to say, I'm trying for a baby. Or they're too afraid to say, actually, my mum's really ill, and I need to go home and take care of her. Should we be? Are we not allowed to have lives and work that balance together? So these types of companies are already embracing flexible working. They're standing up, flying the flag and doing it. But actually, even though they say it, a lot of them talk the talk but don't walk the walk. So the thing is with flexible working is if you're going to do it, do it. Put your stake. Don't just fly the flag. Don't just say you're doing it. It has to be culturally from the top down. It has to feel, your culture of your business has to be organic. It has to be flexible. Because if you don't, then it won't work. So you guys, I think you're recruiters, you're HR people, you're leaders in your field. I don't really know who you are, I just got invited to speak. But there are lots of ways that you can help. So be the influencer, don't be the gatekeeper. If somebody says, I want flexible working, if you've got a client who says, nah, it's not going to work, say, yeah, but this person's really talented. Push those barriers down. Because you'll start to attract a whole new talent pool for yourself. And they're all in not all in my group. There's 20,000 in my group and a few thousand on LinkedIn, but there's so many more that we could tap into. Look at other companies who are embracing flexibility. Take learnings, take best practice, make it part of the DNA, make it part of the culture, because it will really transform your business. You'll start to attract a whole new level of talent. So frankly flexible. So I'm desperately trying to get out of Facebook and get into a platform now where I can put all these jobs because it's really hard for people to find them. It's not intuitive. So my next stage now is to build a platform, bring all my people, my tribe into my platform. Don't know what that platform looks like, but I'm sure there's plenty of you who could help me deliver one and make change happen. So thank you very much.